After we graduate from high school, it seems like the possibilities you have are numerous, and it's extremely difficult to commit your next chapter of life towards. That sense of hesitation you get and constantly asking what if makes you doubt your choices, and it really makes you get stuck for hours just deciding what to do. For people who are choosing between doing college, going straight into the workforce, and other pathways, I just want to be a resource for making a wise and sound decision that you're happy with and deciding what goals you want to pursue in this exciting phase of life you're heading into. With that said, hello guys, my name is Elias. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I'm here for y'all on most Fridays to shed light on the topics of true crime and architecture. If you're curious about mysteries and or designing spaces, I would recommend following my channel on YouTube and Instagram to keep up to date with the stories and cases that are coming out from the Lighthouse catalog. Uh, Also, I just want to thank everybody in advance for spending time with me once a day this week on Friday to learn something new and to support me. But with that out of the way, let's see where the spotlight takes us before we head into the weekend adventures we got. Today we will be looking at advice for college and more in the scope of architecture school. I know it's a very obscure topic, but I just wanted to share some pointers and things that I learned that really helped me understand valuable lessons. So it's going to be generalized within four tips that I kind of made into a list. So let's just get straight to it. I guess the first one would have to be knowing the time investment and balance you're going to exhibit throughout your life. So heading into college, I knew that I would be full time. Like this would be my sole focus for the next couple of years. Um, After leaving high school, I moved to a brand new state, brand new city, and this was a kind of like a soft restart for my life to see how I can keep up with what's happening around me. This was also during COVID era with like peak kind of disconnect and the world being like so drastically different, but it's really good to know how you want to invest your energy, your time, and your resources towards making good grades, um, hanging out with new people, and developing good friendships, good mentorships, and things that help you stay motivated. Um, I knew that from an early point that I would be committing like 6 years of my early youth, adulthood to be purely studying. I knew that I would have to work part time just to be financially able to provide for like transportation, driving myself to school and work, and other things like that. For architecture people, people who are going into a degree for architecture, I'd say that it's a very stringent and very heavy field to be working a lot in a project. So just as a clear warning, it's not for the lighthearted. You will be committing a lot of time outside of your classroom to make sure that things are covered and you're presenting everything as best as you can. I guess like in terms of money, it's also pretty pricey. You will need a very reliable laptop to do architecture studies in, whether that's like typing normal papers for an academic topic or using like heavy software to make your graphics and models for architecture. You really would need to save up or find a person who can help you find a good piece of hardware to make you survive throughout school. But even if you're not in architecture school, I would say that you would also need to have a good time frame of where you're heading towards. So people doing trade school, people going into the workforce, right as you turn 18, I'd say that it's important to just kind of set like milestones for yourself. It's easier to set those milestones when you're in college, whether that's like finishing your first year, you're halfway through your bachelor's at the second year point, to understand like if you can like attain that internship that you are really aiming for, or if you can attain that promotion at your job. Um, it's good to have a way to measure your progress throughout that time. But having a clear vision is just the first tip of how to venture through your phase of early adulthood. So I'm still a young adult, by the way. I'm not that old, so don't come after me after that. Point number 2 would be developing your social skills. So socially, and how are you making those relationships happen? How are you talking with people around you in your circles? Since I was a college kid, a lot of that was dependent on the classmates I was spending time with, the people that I was collaborating with in group projects, or people that were writing the same papers, doing the same assignments as me. It was good for me to join several groups. These groups were actually like student organizations on campus, and it was a really valuable time to get to connect to people through like shared interest, and to have that kind of trust and network to go to different people if I had like something I needed, if I had questions about something, to like, whether that's like questions for homework, or questions about like what's an event that I could do for the weekend, just to like maintain sort of a balanced lifestyle. I mentioned earlier mentorship as a resource to be aware of. Mentorship was pretty common as a college student. My professors were extremely helpful, and they were able to guide me across my path as a architecture student. So they highly recommended I go to a lot of like official events that featured like lectures, or experts in a field I'm interested in, to speak about their wisdom or their knowledge about the architecture industry, for instance. I say like social media is very powerful to help you remain in the loop, not just for entertainment, but just for the sake of communication. I have most major platforms besides Instagram, Twitter. It's good to have LinkedIn if you want to find like a professional side of things, and be finding better jobs and opportunities for your stepping stones and milestones towards what you're aiming for. Within this second point of social relationships, leadership is also highly recommended. Throughout my involvement in at least like 4 different clubs, groups, student organizations, I think that being in the role of a leader really helped me really like assess like how I wanted to plan accordingly, organize my endeavors to help other people. When people see that you're trying to be a good leader, and organize like different communal events for people to enjoy each other's presence, and work towards a common interest, that really establishes your kind of presence and your goals to grow, and to be a very cool adult. So really mentorship, leadership, being in a community is really what stands out as a an experienced person heading into this next chapter of adulthood after high school. To swing it back to architecture, for point number 3, you can get really worried about your skills. So what is a particular skill set you need to be a successful student, to be a successful worker, to be successful in what area and focus that you're leaning to. I would say success is really highly dependent on how you define it, how other people in your circles define it, and how history and like guidelines pick your idea of success. Everybody has to go through the rough parts and valleys of making mistakes. Through my classes of my time in college, there were a lot of hardships and like nearly failing different classes, but it's through that pain and learning that I was able to be resilient and have people to lean on to give me that resilience, the support and push to keep pursuing my goals despite the challenges. For people who are and going to the architecture program at a college or university, you don't have to worry so much about if I'm good at math or if I'm good at hand drawing. Those are like fine motor skills, hard skills that most people are expected to know before you become a architecture student. But the time of test will help you improve at those different areas, and how you present yourself in a school environment, how you present yourself in a workplace, and being able to showcase who you are and what your identity is as a young professional is really critical to helping older, wiser people in your field see that you're committed and dedicated to achieve the goal that you want to shoot for. And that's something that inspires both people who are around your age and different generations, for people under your generation and people who are your elders and mentors. For my last tip, this is a very cliche general tip, but it's just like your lifestyle and work-life balance. I would say, like, as a student, especially in architecture school, I felt like I had no time to do much fun things, like just being stressed and overwhelmed by the workload that was assigned to us throughout the semesters. I was also working part-time, juggling that responsibility with being a good student. So if you can handle it without getting burnt out, more power to you. But I would say try to simplify things and keep things minimal so that you have time to just breathe and be able to step away from the routine, and to be able to rest and find those moments of joy by spending times with your loved ones, your friends, your homies, things like that. Naturally, I'm introverted, surprisingly. It seems like I, get along socially and try to be outgoing, but I very much value my me time, alone time. So it's good to pick and choose your preference of kind of recharging and recovering your energy and your capacity for school, for work, for volunteering, whatever activity or responsibility you're choosing to be a part of. I definitely say you should definitely consider traveling throughout your early 20s and heading through like college age years. It's a precious time to discover what you value and what you want to commit your um, resources, your priorities into. Um, I was really fortunate to do a study abroad, for example. We went to Mexico as a class in our architecture school, so I got to practice my Spanish fluency that I've had since high school, and also was able to explore like a brand new country I've never visited, to enjoy the city and its environment, to enjoy a new culture and the architecture that surrounds it. Um, it's also helps you broaden your horizons, to be open minded about what's going on, not only in your community but what's happening in other communities as well. For people who are architecture adjacent, I would say designing for your projects can really be improved whenever you find ways to intertwine that with your personal life, your hobbies and interests. They can go hand in hand. People who are movie connoisseurs, you can definitely study cinematography and find ways for that to be expressed through a building, for instance. You can be a gym guy, gym bro, gym girl, and find a way for that to inform your decisions for your goals, for your fitness, and for your professional network, your professional growth as a person in your industry. It's good to also kind of like have that set you apart from other people in your field. If you're working towards a job, it's important for people to know what is your reason, what is your why do you design, why do you um, do your job for this, do you do it for the sake of it, do you need do you work hard to support others, do you work hard to create art, do you work hard to inspire other people? It's those kind of thinkings that help you understand the motivation and drive to keep doing what you're doing. And it's good to, last but not least, within your lifestyle, to constantly be kind of in a feedback loop of what you pour out and what others are pouring into you. Specifically, like your knowledge and your expertise, what you have learned, what you have experienced, like mentally, physically, spiritually, in your mind, and how you can share that wisdom and that important moments, whether that's positive or negative, to understand how others can relate to that, and how they can help you find your next opportunities and goals and future destinations that you want to achieve and get to. So I knew that was a really long rant of kind of life advice. I all of it was very general, but to make that have like a case scenario, I did architecture school for 6 years. I obtained my Bachelor of Science degree for 4 years, and then with that milestone reached, I didn't find any opportunities to join the workforce, so I decided to just continue studying more. I applied to grad school, I got accepted, and I added 2 years more to get a master's degree of architecture. So with that, finally settled recently, I got hired to be a designer at a firm. So that's such a blessing, such a fortunate progression of my time and my effort to get to where I am currently. So it's definitely possible for other situations to be on that path, to be climbing the ladder, quote unquote. So there are so many unique testimonies to how people have navigated their after high school life, whether that's getting married, starting your own family, moving to a completely new country, and starting a life there. There's so many options. I kind of chose a typical route, and a safe route that I knew had a little bit of risk to it and was mostly reliable with like having family to back me up. But there's always a phrase I kind of live by: high risk, high reward. It can get you to lots of places far and out, but you just have to be very strategic and organized with how you get to the end point. So with that, I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in for a shorter topic for the Lighthouse catalog. Um, Thanks for hanging out with me on Friday, and we'll head into the weekend. Y'all take care. Goodbye.